The Russian military will receive 3 regiments of the S-400 TRIUMF long-range air defense systems, along with 4 sets of the S-350 VITYAZ battlefield air defense launchers. Russian state media reported that the deal has been finalized with the manufacturer AIRSPACE, and these systems will be delivered by 2023. The S-350 VITYAZ surface-to-air missile system is designed for battlefield air defense. It's capable of striking targets at a range of 60 kilometers or 37 miles and a maximum altitude of 30 kilometers or 18.5 miles. The S-350 can take out normal aerial targets like aircraft as well as ballistic targets. An S-350 launcher carries 12 surface-to-air missiles. The Russian S-400 TRIUMF air defense system is considered to be one of the most advanced serially produced air defense missile systems in the world. Russian S-400 air defense is a package consisting of radar, command and control center, and interceptor missiles. The standard S-400 battery consists of 4 transporter erector launchers, TELs, with 4 large launch tubes for long-range missiles, or 16 smaller tubes for short-range missiles, or a mixture of the 2 per TEL. An S-400 battalion, also known as a division, is made up of 2 batteries, so it can have a maximum of 32 missiles. An S-400 regiment consists of 2 battalions, so it consists of 72 missiles at max. S-400 uses multiple radars depending on threat perception. The main radars have a range of around 600 kilometers or around 370 miles. It also has multiple missiles and has a strike envelope of 400 kilometers or 250 miles. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer All Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. U.S. Air Force F-22 Raptors have intercepted and escorted 4 nuclear-capable Russian Tu-95MS strategic bombers. As per Russian state media, these bombers took off from the airfields in the Chukotka Autonomous Area in the Amur region and performed a patrol flight over the neutral waters of the Chukchi, Bering, and Okhotsk seas and the northern part of the Pacific Ocean. A spokesperson for the Russian Defense Ministry, as reported by TASS, stated, "The flight lasted about 11 hours. At some sections of the route, the Russian aircraft were escorted by U.S. Air Force F-22 fighters." The Defense Ministry added that the bombers performed the flights in strict compliance with the international rules and without violating the airspace of other states. Reports in American media stated that the Tu-95MS were accompanied by U.S. F-22 Raptors during some parts of the flight. These kind of flights are not new and have often been conducted by both countries to validate their own preparedness as well as to check the rivals' response time. American F15E Strike Eagle, an upgraded variant of the F-15 design, successfully dropped B61 Mod 12 nuclear bomb. Reports state that the bomb in question was dropped over the Sandia National Laboratory's Tanapa test range in Nevada. A spokesman for the Sandia National Laboratory said, "The results speak for themselves. The test met all requirements, both in performance and safety. It was delivered with precision accuracy. It worked, and it worked well." Viewers may note that Sandia is responsible for maintenance of the United States nuclear stockpile and serviced the latest B61 variant, the Mod 12. B6112 has dial-a-yield capability, which can limit the extent of the nuclear reaction inside the warhead to lower the explosive force. This way, a B61 Mod 12 will be able to replace different bombs that have predefined explosive yields. The bomb's exact power remains classified. Some reports indicate the warhead will have a maximum yield of approximately 50 kilotons. To give viewers a perspective, here's a comparison. Hiroshima's Little Boy bomb had a yield of 13 to 18 kilotons, whereas Nagasaki's Fat Man bomb had a yield of 20 to 22 kilotons of TNT. B6112 has tail fins to control the downward descent and will enable it to dive down on the target with high accuracy. The Chinese Navy has added 2 new nuclear-armed ballistic missile submarines. This brings the total number of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines to 6, and will surely add to China's nuclear deterrence capabilities. Each of the new subs is equipped with 12 JL-2 nuclear-armed submarine-launched ballistic missiles, which have a range of 5,600 miles, or 9,000 kilometers. Nuclear strikes can be carried out from land, air, and sea, and this is known as the nuclear triad. Nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines are considered to be the most potent weapon developed by mankind, and they're the most survivable part of the nuclear triad. A surprise preemptive strike might wipe out a country's land-based missiles and nuclear bombers, but it's very difficult to track and take out a ballistic missile submarine patrolling quietly in the depths of the ocean. Since they can't be taken out by first strike and can retaliate against an enemy with SLBMs, no sane adversary will attack a country that possesses a nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine armed with SLBMs. Apart from the JL-2 missile, which is its main weapon, these subs are armed with anti-ship cruise missiles, torpedoes, and mines. Iran has built a mock version of a U.S. aircraft carrier off its Gulf Coast. The idea is to use it as target practice in military exercises. The fake carrier is placed in the southern port of Bandar Abbas. The mock-up looks like one of the Nimitz-class carriers deployed by the U.S. Navy. Iranian version is smaller than the actual carrier. It's about 200 meters long and 50 meters wide, whereas Nimitz-class carrier is more than 300 meters long and 75 meters wide. According to satellite photos taken by Maxar Technologies, the replica carries 16 mock-up fighter jets on its deck. Viewers may note that military exercise called Great Prophet 9, conducted in 2015, also had a similar replica. The Iranian rocket boats swarmed the fake carrier in that drill, and the mock-up was later destroyed by surface-to-sea missiles. Tensions between China and Taiwan have escalated. Reports have emerged that Chinese fighter aircraft briefly entered Taiwan's airspace on Tuesday. The Taiwanese Defense Ministry reportedly broadcast warnings and took active response to dispel multiple Chinese Su-30 fighters that flew near the southwest of the island. Taiwan scrambled its own aircraft. The Defense Ministry said in a statement, as reported by AFP, "The military is fully monitoring sea and air conditions around the Taiwan Strait and takes active response measures to defend our territorial safety." The incident followed Taiwan's announcement that its annual Han Kuang live-fire military drill will be held next month. The exercise is designed to defend the island nation against a rival and basically is directed at China. China views Taiwan as a breakaway province and wants to bring it back into its fold in the future. Taiwan is currently a self-governed democracy. China has vowed to one day reunite the island with the mainland, including by force if necessary. China's aggressiveness has increased since the election of Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen in 2016, who refused to acknowledge that the island nation is a part of one China.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.